What's up, guys? It's your girl Stephanie, Steph, and Coco delivers. You know. In this video, Doordash expert and ambassador Dave Erickson, he gives your girl Steph delivers a shout out in regards to the Doordash customer service phone number update video I did about a week ago, 10 days ago. So y'all go back and check out that video if you haven't seen it. I appreciate Dave's shout out and the love that he gave me, and I just want to share it with you guys. Check it out.
All right, folks. Dave, your expert dasher and ambassador out of San Diego, back to say hello. Welcome everybody to the party. So, I received a text message today from Sherry in San Marcos, California. She's basically a neighbor. San Marcos sits in San Diego County, up in the northeast corner of the county. She sent a message saying, hey, Steph.delivers on YouTube mentioned you in one of her videos. I thought you might like to see it. And she sent me a link. I watched the video, and sure enough, big bold letters right on the front of the screen. Steph, I'm going to send a shout out to you real quick because evidently you are also watching my videos, which is good. I'm hoping that you are getting something out of them. But I'm sending a shout out to you very specifically because I want to thank you for doing your research before opening your mouth. There are YouTubers out there that do not. And I'm not going to mention names, but there's a kid up in Seattle who thinks that he knows it all. All he does on his YouTube channel is bitch, bitch, bitch all the time. That's all he does. And he talks out of the side of his face all the time. He doesn't gather his facts. He puts his videos out based on what he believes to be true, but he doesn't actually back it up with solid TOS, which is terms of service, policy and procedure. He's not backing it up. Steph reached out through the help channel within her app and had clicked on contact Dasher support while she was not on an active order. And her ticket came to me. Her question was, why are we no longer able to contact support via phone? And I had to explain to her, not knowing that it was this particular YouTube Steph, I had to explain to her how the system had been abused by so many thousands of dashers that DoorDash finally got rid of the phone support, and now we do chat support. I also explained to her that dashers who abuse the phone number that is on the back of a lot of your red cards, or phone numbers that are given to merchants or customers in order to contact support, generally end up being deactivated after so many strikes. So if you're calling the 855 number or whatever it is and trying to get in touch with support, and you're, whatever your concern is, if you call from your number and it's not blocked, the system automatically sends you to doordash.com/help. We all know that. So, when you subvert the system and you *67 your number, or you call from a number that's not associated with your DoorDash Dasher account, and support finds out that you're a dasher and you didn't go through the proper chains of command, as it were, they put a little mark in your file, and eventually they get tired of you subverting the system. And subvert can also be interpreted as abuse. Okay? I apologize that it's dark and you can barely see me. I turn on all kinds of lights, but that might not be appropriate. There we go. Some highway patrolman will pull you over if you've got a map light on, so whatever. The fact of the matter is, we have our support channel. Our support channel is that chat. If you don't want to use that, don't use anything other than social media. You are more than welcome to get on social media. My biggest go-to, especially when I'm trying to get market changes, and on this trip I'm going to be doing 6 market changes. When you're trying to get anything, an answer, whatever, create a Twitter account if you do not already have one, and then go to @Doordash_help and send them your request or send them your concern, send them the problem. You will get a very quick response from them. And that is an acceptable mode of contact for Doordash support. Okay, this light has to go off. I'm sorry, guys. So, that being said, my answer to Steph was very succinct. It was very to the point. I tried to explain as much as I could given the latitude that I have in the forum that she reached me at. Now, let me explain that forum that she reached me at. Doordash recently, just within the last 5 or 6 weeks, partnered with a company that, between the two, between Doordash and Directly is the name of the company, what they did was send out an invitation to a very small number of dashers across the country who had met certain criteria. Some of those criteria would include our core scores, which if you've watched my videos, you know what our core score is about. Those of us with the highest core score, we were invited. Those of us who also had the largest number of 5-star ratings from customers over the lifetime deliveries, not over the last 100 deliveries. Okay? So, those of us that have gone above and beyond to make sure that the customers are always happy. Also, those of us that have been involved in social forums, whether it was Google Plus Beta Android community, Google Plus iOS Beta community, or the Ambassador community on Google Plus, also different Facebook communities and whatnot. Those of us that have been the most involved and have been the most helpful without talking out of the side of our faces were invited to this program. This program rewards us for continuing to assist you guys by answering your questions when you click on the help button within the app and click on Contact Dasher Support. Those questions are rooted to the 8 of us who were eventually selected and passed the tests that we had to pass. We had to take a couple of tests in order to qualify for final qualification. And there may be more than 8 of us as of today. I'm not quite sure. I doubt it. I know that it has expanded because it started out with 5, and there are a number of us in there that have noticed 2 or 3 new names over the last week. So I'm assuming that the program is actually slowly being phased into a full-time program. It started out as just a test pilot to alleviate the call centers and the chat centers that we are able to utilize to get assistance when we are on a dash, or let me rephrase, when we're not on a dash. If you are on a dash, if you actually have an active order within your app, then you will still get the live chat window, and you'll be placed in queue to speak with a live agent through that mode of communication. Okay? Steph, good job on keeping it real. Good job on doing your research prior to just opening up your mouth. I wish that the guy in LA, so there's a guy in LA who puts out YouTube videos, and in one video he says, I quit DoorDash, I'm done, and I'll never touch him again. In the next video, he says, yeah, I got deactivated, thought you weren't touching it anymore. And in another video, he says that he quit again. So he's really a mess of contradictions. He also talks out of his ass quite a bit. He doesn't support fact in any way, shape, or form. A lot of new dashers, and this is why it concerns me, a lot of new dashers are desperate to make money. A lot of new dashers are going into orientation, they're getting the red bag, the red card, maybe a t-shirt, maybe a hat, and they're walking out with little or no information about how to conduct a delivery, let alone how to deal with some of the problems and issues that we run into on a day-to-day basis. What do I do if the restaurant's closed? What if I do if there's no gate code to deliver and the customer's not answering the phone, and I've been sitting there for 15 minutes and nobody's coming through the gate for me to get in? All of these things are not being covered in orientations nowadays. So people like Steph and myself and some of the other experts that have been invited into the Directly program are trying to answer those questions and trying to help people. And when we've got YouTubers out there talking out of the side of their face and not supporting anything and not really actually doing anything to help these new dashers that are out there bewildered by what they're supposed to do next, you guys aren't doing anything. You're just talking to hear yourself talk, and you kind of piss me off. So I'm not going to tell you to stop, because I know that out of defiance and due to your lack of maturity, you won't stop. As a matter of fact, you'll double up or triple up your time on YouTube just so that you can, be defiant. And that just goes to show that your mentality it really needs some work. If you were serious about making good money with DoorDash, you would actually pay attention rather than trying to get attention. You follow me? So, Steph, you paid attention and you're not trying to get attention. And that's something I appreciate about you. And that's something that your many followers appreciate about you. You're putting information out there, you're helping people. Thank you for that. The fact that you found my information helpful and you endorsed me is very appreciated. I hope that you continue to do that. I do try to impart as much useful and practical information as possible. I have also been threatened with deactivation for some of, here I am watching my words because I really don't want to be deactivated. But the fact of the matter is I've been threatened by DoorDash staff all over the country as a result of some of the things that I've exposed, the core score. You guys started hearing about it about a year ago. I found out about it just over a year ago and started talking about it to different people, not knowing that it was not supposed to be exposed. At the same time, any rocket scientist can figure out that the core score, and I've done a core score clarification video as well, so that everybody could understand exactly what it's about. Every corporation in America has one. every corporation in America. So when you start a new job and you're on probation, and I've covered this before, so I'll just make this brief, there is an internal score associated with your performance. And after your probationary period, whether it's 90 days or 6 months, they evaluate that score and see if you are a good fit for the company, and if you're not, you're let go. DoorDash works the same way. So what's the big deal? What is the big surprise, especially for you folks that are like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that and they're not telling me. Guess what? Every corporation in America does it. So get over it, okay? But the fact of the matter is, I've exposed a lot of things. I have received admonishments and veiled threats by different DoorDash staff about deactivation. And the fact of the matter is, we as independent contractors, this is my side of the fence now, we as independent contractors, I feel, should be allowed to have a better level of disclosure. I'm not saying full disclosure, because a corporation is a corporation and we are independent contractors, we're not employees. So by law, we're not supposed to be privy to all the itty-bitty little details that I share with you, or that some of the experts that are associated with me might share with you. Let's see, what else? That's it. I am almost to Albuquerque. I'm going to be able to dash for probably an hour before the market closes there. I'm only staying overnight. I have to be in Kansas City, Missouri tomorrow morning. Or tomorrow afternoon rather. So I'm going to be able to get just a few hours sleep. I'll try to push out another video tomorrow while I'm on the road with something useful. Anybody who's got comments or questions, leave them at the bottom of this video in the comments section. I will try to get to them after I get to Kansas City and I'm no longer driving. Alright? Because I do not text and drive. Love it. Every single one of you, even those of you that bitch, because you're part of something that's bigger than yourself. Whether you realize that yet or not, you are, and eventually you're going to find that out and figure it out, and you're going to really appreciate what DoorDash is and what it is going to be in the future. Good night.